A kid killed millions and counting with just one shot. Had you asked him was it worth it, I'd hope he'd tell you it was not. And though before global arm wrestles did topple the table carrying peace, it was still that young kid's hatred that began humanity's slow bleed. And countless since have been, born into hospitals made of thatch, and all it took to take them was one simple, lonesome match. Alfred was a young and naive small-town lad. He'd never seen past the shadows of his family. And when he read the paper that eve, he simply couldn't understand it. The kid's face meant nothing to him. Some alien land with unfamiliar troubles. But to save the king, those words sank in. To become a man and grow some stubble. And so he marched off, in tune to Tipperary. He proudly waved goodbye. Told his sweetheart, write to me. Wiped the fear from his mother's eye. Honour, heroism, legacy, maybe a statue of himself in the square. But hell, horror, hate, is what he found when he reached there. And when he returned, not as a hero, but a survivor of unspeakable actions, his eyes came to meet his family's, but he never really looked at them, for his gaze was always distant, upon the far horizon years away, still open, wide and wet, from the scars that were carved that day. A kid killed millions and counting with just one shot. Had you asked him was it worth it, I'd hope he'd tell you it was not. Years on, Geoffrey sat and read the evening news. The consequences of the past had finally come home to roost. He looked at photos of his father and wanted to prove that too was in his blood. Alfred begged Geoffrey not to go. He knew he would not return as his son. But honour, heroism, legacy is what Geoffrey spoke of and believed. But carnage, chaos and a fantasy fractured is what he found on that great open beach. And when he returned, he was now like his father, though not in the way he had dreamed. After, he often smiled and laughed, but his eyes never again did gleam. A kid killed millions and counted with just one shot. Had you asked him was it worth it, I'd hope he'd tell you it was not. Geoffrey's children, grandchildren and greats over the century read the evening news, and they too are and were dismayed to find the past will always come home to roost. New and refreshed global arm wrestles have teetered the table that carries peace, bringing an ever-existing threat of annihilation. We've witnessed kingdoms crumble before our feet. Mass conflict in our time echoes from that shot. One domino collapsed and the pattern never stopped. Today is a very different plane from when Alfred read the story of that kid, but it looks the way it does because of what his hatred did. A kid killed millions and counting with just one shot. Had you asked him was it worth it, I'd hope he'd tell you it was not. Are we lost, finished and hopeless? Are we doomed to this till our last day? Perhaps we shouldn't always just smile and laugh. Perhaps we shouldn't simply try meet each other's gaze. Maybe we should look out where Alfred did, to that horizon years away, and remember what they saw so that we never make the same mistake. The past is brutal, cold and heavy, and that cannot be erased, but a brighter, better future can always take its place.